What is up, Trust Stupid? It's Trust to Impress, and I am Biggity B-A-C-K back with another video. In today's video, I am going to be surprising my hubby for Valentine's Day. So that gives you guys a little bit of a hint as to why I'm whispering, because he is in the other room, like in his own little world. He knows that I'm doing something for him today for Valentine's Day, but he does not know what. And I want to keep it that way. So let's get into it. Hey you guys, so I am so super excited. Today is Valentine's Day part 2. So day 1 of Valentine's Day was pretty much all dedicated to catering to me, and I appreciate hubby for everything that he did. Of course, we did not film. Hubby's not a YouTuber, so I just kind of let him keep his Valentine's Day surprise to me a little bit more private, but I wanted to invite you guys to see what I'm doing to surprise him on Valentine's Day part 2. And this is our first Valentine's Day together as a married couple, so duh, there are gonna be some things that I can't share with you guys, but I'm super excited. Super excited. Let's get into it. So I started off with a pretty simple, bath spa time. This is pretty much a Valentine's Day staple. It just helps you to relax. Y'all, fellas love the bath time too. So I have lots of candles. I love these votive candles. I have some floating candles. The roses in here are actually the roses that he bought me yesterday. So I'm just recycling those. I have his towels and everything out. Hot bath water. And I also added in some essential oils into the bath water as well. So spa time awaits, my love. At this point, I just kind of shared that with him. I told him that I was not going to play his audio on the recording. So trying to share with you guys and still keep it somewhat private. And he really did like it. And he soaked for quite some time. Y'all, he tried to take his clothes all the way off on camera. I said, hold up, wait a minute. I'm still filming. Slow it down. And now it's time for the fun part, because I am starving. So I did cut a few corners, you guys. This was a super fast meal. Like, I cannot even explain to you guys how fast this was. So I started off with some cilantro lime rice, which is actually very, very easy to make from scratch. But I'm using this rice that is already seasoned, as you can see. And you just have to boil 2 cups of water with 2 tablespoons of olive oil or butter. Normally I use butter, but in this case, I just used olive oil. I'm trying to cut back on the butter because I can go through a pound of butter like it's nothing, y'all. So I decided to use a little bit of olive oil. And after that water gets boiling, you just add in the rice. And y'all can see all of the seasonings and everything are already in the package. And it's very heavily seasoned, but it does not have a lot of salt. So I would advise you, if you use this, to add some salt, which I don't think I did, but after tasting it, I mean, it would not have hurt. Everything tasted really good because I kind of made a sauce with the meat, but add a little salt in the rice, honey. It will be so much better. So now I'm just going to take out all of the ingredients that I'm using for the main part of the dish, the meat, which is going to be shrimp and fish. So I've got to gather some veggies, onion, garlic, butter, of course. And then some other things are going to go in there as well. My goal was really to try to make this fast, light, tasty, and somewhat healthy. Not too heavy on our stomach. So that was pretty much the goal. So we had some broccoli in the fridge. So I said, okay, let me throw that in there. This was not something, a dinner that I really pre-planned and shopped for. It was more of a dinner where I just kind of looked at what we had in the fridge and the pantry and pulled things together. And sometimes those types of meals come out the best. I'm a little bit more creative that way, I guess. So I absolutely love my honey garlic shrimp and broccoli recipe. So if you haven't seen that video, then make sure you check it out. It is so delicious. And I kind of tried to recreate that recipe and then add in fish. It did not come out exactly the same. So I need to go back and watch my own recipe video, but it still tasted really, really good. Of course, with the rice, you have to kind of watch it. You don't boil it the entire time. After you add in the rice, you're supposed to reduce the temperature and cover it for 25 minutes. So by the time my rice was done, everything else was done for the meal. Because, of course, you guys know fish and shrimp cooks super, super fast. So after you get all of your broccoli cut up into the floret sizes that you want, I just put it into a strainer and washed it. And you guys, I spared you the details when I was editing of where I was kind of leaving out and washing my hands. But I did wash my hands in between touching the raw meat and, to avoid cross-contamination. Even though you're not going to see that in the video. And even washing the veggies and things like that, you're not going to see in the video. But I did do those. So please don't try to tell me about myself in the comments. But yeah, with the broccoli, there's really, you just kind of do it how you want. Chop it the size you want. I am adding butter in the pan for the seafood because you just can't do seafood without some type of a butter-based sauce. Sorry, not sorry. It doesn't work for me. So if you have some bomb seafood dishes that have sauces with no butter, then let me know down in the comments so I can check out your videos and try out those recipes, because I am trying to cut back on butter. But as for right now, I have to have some type of butter sauce. And this is actually not a lot of butter to say that I'm trying to create a sauce, in my opinion. So we're all entitled to our own opinions. And you want to, give that butter some TLC. Do not want it to burn or turn brown. And at this point, I'm just adding in the onions and checking on the rice. And I kind of realized when I added in that chopped onion that it was nowhere near the amount of onion that I thought it was going to be. So I actually took out another onion and just cut a little bit off of that one to chop up and toss in there as well. I like a lot of onion in my seafood sauce, and I like to cook it down so that it's nice and soft. And this is a yellow sweet onion. Those are the only types of onions we use. The other onions, it's just like the smell is so pungent and it fills up the entire house. So I prefer like these sweet onions because they're a lot more subtle and they taste delicious. All right, so I'm pretty much just slicing up the onion once again. If you try out the dish, it's pretty much just up to you how you want to cut up the onions. I think it actually would have tasted great if the onions were cut up smaller, but hey, I let them cook down super soft, so it really did not matter. And then I'm also adding in some minced garlic cloves, which we just have a really big container of it so that it would last us a while. Of course, fresh garlic will be good as well. I personally don't taste a huge flavor difference when I'm doing a dish like this, at least, between the minced garlic that you can buy already minced and the fresh garlic cloves. Now, there are certain things like if you're rubbing it on bread where you can kind of taste the difference between the fresh garlic and the minced garlic, the preserved garlic, but this, it's all the same to me. I added a little bit more olive oil to the pan so that the fish will not stick to the pan. And now I'm just adding in my fish fillets, any fish of your choice. We had tilapia in the freezer, so that's what I'm using. And then I'm adding in my seasonings. So salt, pepper, herbs, basic stuff. I did decide to add in a little bit of cilantro in hopes that that would make the meat and the butter sauce just kind of tie in with the flavor of the rice a little bit more, because we did do a cilantro lime rice. And then I also added in some lime into this pan as well, lime juice. Turmeric and ginger are really just for the health of those seasonings. A little bit for flavor, especially when it comes to the ginger. And with turmeric, you have to be extremely careful to just use a tiny bit, unless you just truly love that flavor. For me, it could be a bit much as far as the color that it creates and the taste. So I use it extremely lightly, like pretty much just enough to say that I put turmeric in it. And then these are all the same seasonings. I'm just seasoning the opposite side of the fish. And you pretty much let that cook. It can be high and fast or low and slow. Fish cooks super, super fast. I'm already on the second side of this fish, and then I'm adding in a little bit more butter, because the fish and the onion seem to kind of absorb the little bit of sauce that I had for them. So I did have to add in some more butter. And the broccoli is going in next, because we just want the broccoli to get a light cook, a light steam. We don't want it to really like cook down. And then I'm adding in honey as well. So it's like a garlic honey butter sauce. And quick sip with broccoli. And besides the fact that it's just healthier to lightly steam it, it does more for your body. It gets more nutrients into your body that way. You don't cook the life out of it. It also does not smell if you cook it very lightly. Broccoli does not have an odor or smell, or pungent one at least, until you overcook it. There was actually once a time that I would not cook broccoli because I hated the smell, y'all. I love the taste of broccoli with a little bit of cheese, but the smell was just killing me. But I learned that, it doesn't have to be that way. You only get that odor when you overcook it. Moving on, now we have the shrimp, which is the star of the show. In my opinion, I love shrimp, and I'm just lightly salting the shrimp, tossing it into the pan. I'm going to let the shrimp absorb all of those seasonings and flavors that are already created in the pan with the butter sauce. So the work is already done. At this point, we're just waiting on those shrimp to turn pink, and boom, we're done just like that. So I can move on to dessert, honey, because I'm done with dinner as far as I'm concerned. And we have Ghirardelli caramel turtle brownies. And y'all, Bae loves these. I love these. So I had to do a little dance. Ow, ow, ow. Do a little jig, honey. Because I know these are about to be popping. And we have ice cream, which I don't know if I'm going to eat any ice cream. I'm going to try to avoid it. Because of my skin, y'all, I've been trying to cut back on dairy. And this is already chocolate brownies, so I don't know. I'm going to try to resist the temptation, but it would be amazing. There is nothing like some hot fudge brownies with some ice cream. And then the ice cream starts to melt and this just soaks into the brownies. And whew. Anyway, let's check up on the dinner, and y'all can see everything is all done. It looks absolutely amazing. You can see all of that yummy flavor and whatnot. And then the rice, I actually decided to let cook a little bit longer because I didn't really like how it was looking. It's looking kind of soupy-ish. I don't know. It just wasn't it for me. So I let it cook a little bit longer while I prepared the brownies. And of course, you have to preheat the oven first. You have to add oil, water, and egg. I pretty much was just following the directions on the box. Obviously, this is not, rocket science. I'm not making any type of dessert from scratch. So the directions are there on the box. If you decide to try the brownies, I highly recommend Ghirardelli caramel turtle or the double or triple chocolate. It's double fudge or triple chocolate or something like that. That tastes even better than these. And ever since I got my little hand mixer, y'all, I love to use it. So I'm going to use my little hand mixer. And this mix actually has pecans in it as well. So while I was mixing, y'all, I was mixing forever and a day trying to get the batter to be a little bit more smooth. Not even thinking about the fact that it had pecans and chocolate chunks in it. So it wasn't going to get smooth, nor did it need to get smooth. But I think mixing it like that actually broke up the nuts a little bit smaller, which I liked. I don't like huge chunks of nuts in my brownies. So it kind of worked out. But after you add the wet ingredients together and mix them up, then you add the dry ingredients, which is just like the brownie mix pack. And I kind of try to incorporate it a little bit, because if you just put your mixer in all of that dry mix, flour is going to fly everywhere. So I incorporated a little bit with my spoon, and then I went ahead and mixed it with my hand mixer. Can't wait until I get a KitchenAid stand mixer to sit up on my counter, honey. But I guess I don't really bake enough to invest in one right now, so I'm not crying over it. Anyway, scrape the bowl out. Our spatula broke, so I'm not able to get every little bit, but I got as much as I could out and into my baking dish, which I already greased. And y'all, the brownies came out of the pan so easily. So grease your pan with olive oil. It works like a charm. Normally I'll grease it with butter, or I guess maybe it was the amount of oil that I used this time, because I had to wipe some of it out. And then since these are caramel turtle, it has a caramel pack that you squeeze over the top. So you just cut the corner out of the pack, and then you're supposed to squeeze stripes into the brownie pan. So y'all, I thought I was a whole baker at this point. After you squeeze all of the caramel across the brownies in one direction, then you go back with a butter knife and you just slide the butter knife from end to end of your brownie pan, and it makes this really pretty design in your brownies and makes them look nice and professional. So once again, I'm still thinking I'm a professional baker at this point, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit closer what the brownies look like before they go into the oven. They look absolutely delicious and amazing, thanks to yours truly. And I already have the oven preheated to 325. And then we are going to toss these brownies into the oven for, I think it's 45 minutes. So pretty much by the time Bae comes out, we enjoy dinner together and, you know, pick a movie to watch, the brownies will be ready. Now that I am finished with dessert, it's time for me to plate up the food. I heard Bae come out of the bathroom, so I know he's ready to eat. You guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. If you are enjoying the video, give it a big thumbs up. I love you guys, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Now let's get back to our regular scheduled program. I'm plating up our food, and then I'm going to get our food on the dining room table and show you guys the setup. It was really cute. Make sure when you plate up your food that you get some of that butter sauce drizzle over the top, honey. All right, so this is our little dining room table setup. I wanted to do like some flowers and rose petals to make it a little bit more romantic. But honey, I already have tons of rose petals to clean up from the back of the house in the bathroom. So I didn't want to make another mess up here for me to clean up, because I want this area to be clean once we go to sleep tonight. All right, so I'm bringing him in to see his dinner, and he really liked it. You can see he tossed that phone to the side, honey. I told him I was not going to record his voice on the reaction. And the brownies are out of the oven now. They look so good. And at this point, we've already found the movie that we're watching. I actually forgot what we watched. I don't know, but it was good. I don't think we paid attention to most of it. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and plate up the brownies. Of course, I decided for mine to resist the temptation of the ice cream, but I had to spoil Bay, give him a nice hot fudge brownie, and put his ice cream on top. Side note, I'm looking like a little hot fudge brownie with this cute little Lori Harvey get up on that I have on. I still have to share with you guys my review and my try-on haul from the Lori Harvey collection by Naked Wardrobe. So be on the lookout for that. It's coming soon. And thank you guys so much for watching. I enjoyed sharing part of my Valentine's Day surprise with you guys. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Love you guys. Deuces. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share out this video.